Heyo, Jang here from ultimaterc.com. This is the Scorpion XXXXXL VE from Kyosho. Got this at my local hobby shop, NorCal Hobbies in Union City, California, norcalhobbies.com. And it's going to be interesting because there isn't anything else like this on the market. I don't think there's ever been anything like this on the market. The closest we've had was probably the old, what was that? The something Baja King or what was, gosh, terrible. I just suddenly had amnesia and forgot the name. Thunder King, right? Wasn't that it? I don't know. It's a 1/7 scale buggy, 2-wheel drive. So very odd. Not something that's fitting into an existing class, not something that has any competition that I've seen on the horizon. It's not priced like a standard, like a large scale is. Why is my trusty cutter not working well here? This comes in at about, I think it was 570 bucks, ready to run. And that's a far cry from like a HPI Baja, right? But it is smaller than a Baja. Okay, that taken care of. Flip this over one more time, smack it up, flip it, rub it down, and did I miss one? Talk about, oh, there we go, okay. Anticlimactic. Aha, there's the buggy. Okay, so we got some parts here. I'm seeing some servo horns and some very large ball ends, and I'm seeing some shock preload clips, it looks like, which is unexpected for a vehicle of this size and stature and significance. A couple of T-wrenches in here. Don't know what this part is. Looks like it might have something to do with body or wing mount. I don't know, it looks a little bit small for that, but we'll see how that works out. Nothing too exciting right here. What else? This should be the radio box. And if only it would let me take it out. Here we go. Where is my trusty cutter? Here we go. I called this thing the Synchro. And it, from what I think I remember seeing, this one has a digital display on it. Yep, for an RTR radio. Hey, not too shabby. It's got a display on it. It also has multiple model memory. It's got a whole menu system and everything. That's pretty snazzy. I take it this is a 3-position switch, not just 2, for hopefully a 3rd channel. Not that you're going to use that on a buggy, but not too bad for, like I said, for an RTR thing. And, short little stubby little antenna thing there. Okay, good so far. See what else we get in this package. We get a buggy, a big buggy. So let me pull that out. Oh, wait. There's a book. This looks like, it's actually 3 pieces of literature here. It's quite a thick stack, actually. This lifts right out. Look at that. I didn't have to unscrew anything. I didn't have to reinvent. Awkward edit right there. As part of my studio basically came apart at the seams. It just couldn't hold up to the sheer magnitude of this unboxing. Had to do a little bit of rebuilding of my world right there, as this buggy just shook it up and brought some of it down. Okay, I'm back with the Kyosho Scorpion XXL VE. It comes in 2 different colors. It comes in a white, it comes in a black. I chose to go with the black. Like I said, a very unique thing. These wheels and tires here, I mean, I'm over 6 feet. I don't have small hands, and these are monster truck sized wheels and tires, full on, T-Max sized wheels and tires. At least the rears. The fronts are the same diameter, but they're narrower. Like I said, it's a 2-wheel drive vehicle. They've got an interesting thing that they've done with the body mounting system, so that you actually don't need to take the whole thing apart to get inside of this. And I'm just going to do this right now in real time. It appears to be, I haven't actually done this before, but it appears to be 4 body clips, and it's helpful to use 2 hands for this, just to spread them apart and open. Yes, that's right. I was made to open RCs. And there you go. Full access to the inside. Now I'm going to go ahead and move my camera back, move it back up. And you can see down here, it's really awkward dealing with a very large vehicle in a very small space. But now you can see more of what the actual layout of the darn thing is. As you see back here, that is clearly a Hobbywing SC. I'm assuming it's an SC8, it could be an SC10. They have the same case, but I'm assuming it's an SC8, rebranded by Orion. I think that's a pretty good ESC. This is sensorless only, and if I just turn this around a little bit, you can see a little bit better of the motor, which looks like a 40 millimeter diameter, 68 millimeter length, although it could be a little bit larger in diameter than that. I'll have to measure it out. I'll measure it out, for the review, or of course, you can just go online and look it up yourself at any time. But this is my raw first impressions with no knowledge of what's actually here, just seeing it for the first time up close, really carefully myself. I've seen the display model at my local hobby shop, but haven't really looked too closely at things. So this is interesting with the way that they mounted the motor up, similar to what's done on the Baja, the HPI Baja. And it just has its little pinion gear with a very large spur that's under here, and then there's actually a shaft. I'm not sure if that's going to come through very well on camera, but if I move this out the way, there you can see it. You can see it right there. That shaft is attached directly to the spur, so that goes right through here, and then it goes into the rear transmission, which is rather small for the size of the vehicle. I'm assuming that there's it's hard to see, but I think it's going to be just 2. No, it's 3 gear. It's a 3 gear transmission, 3 gears if you count the differential. And it's a very laid down. I realize the lighting isn't so great here right now. I didn't put my studio back together quite as well as it was before, but it's a laid down transmission, kind of like on a Nitro Stadium truck, where it's just gear next to diff, rather than having them stacked up on top of each other or staggered. So moving away from that a little bit, plastic shock towers, front and rear, but very thick ones. They're FRP, fiber reinforced. I see a little bit of bracing coming down here. Looks like it's pretty well braced. Let me move this thing up and again do another little maneuvering job here, so you can see the front suspension a little bit better. Plastic bodied shocks and preload clips, like I mentioned. Pretty big bore, very heavy springs. This thing feels oversprung for its size even. Feels very oversprung, but we'll see how that actually works out in the real world. Adjustable camber, and let me just zoom in over here, see what's going on with the knuckles there. So they've got bearings in the hubs. They've got a 4-wheel drive style of knuckle, an over-under knuckle, although it has this extra metal plate. It's aluminum plate on top that's accepting the camber link. Interesting stuff there. It's got a little drop down lower mount on the arms, again similar to what was done by the HPI large scale. This is nowhere near the size and scale of the HPI, but it's up there. It's definitely moving in that direction. It's way bigger than an 8th scale, so-called 8th scale buggy, which is one reason that this is a surprise. It's a standard size servo in this big old thing. Whether that will work, well, I don't know what to base that off. I've done a 1/6 scale conversion of a 2-wheel drive electric vehicle and ran just fine with a standard sized servo. But it depends upon what servo that they used, because there's obviously a wide range of power that's available from that size. So we'll see how that works out. They do have an adjustable, I hope it's not knurled, but there is a nut there. I'm hoping that this is an adjustable servo saver that's buried under there. More FRP. It seems to have kind of side rails going all the way down the side to provide a little bit of extra rigidity to the entire chassis around the sides. Although, does that connect back here? It doesn't. It just ends. These side rails just go along and then they stop right here. That just ends. It's not really connected in at all. So it's just acting as a stiffening brace, except on the other side. On the motor side, there's a little bit more connection going on there because of the transmission. The battery box, or the battery tray, we see right here, it's supposed to be adjustable, if I remember correctly. Yes, these side plates can be pushed in, pulled out, so you can use some different sizes of batteries or a combination of 2 battery packs together. This is designed to run on anywhere from 2S to 4S. Of course, you have to expect that on 2S it will be slow as a turtle, not a turtle in the water, a turtle on land. And on 4S, I'm expecting that it would wake up quite significantly. And I think 4S should be plenty for something of this size that's only 2-wheel drive. I'm not sure if I mentioned on the hubs with these wheels, talk about getting power down to the ground. Clearly, this is, it's a basher tread. Not a bad feeling compound to the tires. As RTR stuff goes, I'd say this is pretty decent. I have moderate hopes that these would work halfway decently on a number of different surfaces. The hexes here are 17 millimeter, so this is standard stuff. So there are many different options that you can plug in, bolt on to this vehicle without being stuck with just the proprietary stuff that they came out with, at least at the rear. But then rolling her back to the front, again, we got 17 millimeter going on right there, but I'm trying to look on the other side. Over here. I'll have to take these off to see what's going on behind there, because this feels really thin, and I'm not sure if there's any sort of compatibility with standard wheels there. These are really thin tires, not very wide on the tire tread themselves. Again, decent feeling tread. You can see that there's some compliance in there. There's, it's pliable stuff, and there's some pretty firm foam inside of there. What else is going on with this vehicle on the whole? I think I covered most of the major stuff. In case you didn't pick up on it, it's got an aluminum chassis. I'll go ahead and bring this back down, and come on. Oh, there's the antenna. There we go. That lined up. Let's turn this over, and you can see what the chassis itself looks like. There it is. So it's just all one nice long flat plate that's been bent up in the front. And for the motor and transmission mount towards the front, they actually have a plate that goes all the way up to here, it looks like. and that entire plate slides back and forth. That's just for the motor, I think. That's just for the motor mount. So to distribute the load over such a wide area, that's going to make that nice and secure. Very much appreciate that. And you adjust your mesh actually by just moving this whole slider forward or back. And given the look of it, this hole right here, this is very suspect, because you know what that looks like? That looks like a hole for a flywheel, as if they're considering or have already done either a nitro or a gas version of this thing. So that'll be interesting to see when and if and when that comes out. I see some other holes in here. I'm assuming that there's going to be some sort of radio tray there, and possibly mounts for your for fuel. This right here, this hole might be I'm not sure exactly what that hole would be for, but it might be for spill off from a gas tank. So lots of, unless they put exhaust, no, there's no way they would put exhaust down. No, they wouldn't do that. I'm looking forward to seeing whether they actually release the nitro or gas version. I'm certain that there is one now, based on looking at this. It has to be at least prototyped. I don't know if they're actually going to release it, but that'll be interesting to see. But for now, this is the electric one, the Kyosho Scorpion XXL. There's a whole big old thread on it at URC on the forums. I think it's still in the news section, the industry news section right now. But the Kyosho put out the teaser image for this thing quite a while back, and then eventually the production images started to tease out. And there's been a lot of folks that have talked about this thing and discussed, kind of, did the usual bench engineer thing and tried to figure out what would be good about it, what would be bad. There's also one video that Kyosho put out that is a promo video. Not a very good one in my opinion. Way too much slow motion and stuff, but you can check that out. It's on YouTube also. You can, if you just search for Scorpion XXL, you'll find it. And I think that does it for me for now for this unboxing video and first look at the Kyosho Scorpion XXL VE brushless 1/7 scale 2-wheel drive electric buggy, ready to run. Of course, I'll always be doing the same thing that I always do with vehicles that I get to review. I'll be reviewing it, which involves driving it and doing various manners of testing it. And once all that stuff is done, then I will do the review video. When will that be done? Well, you know the answer to that. I'm not going to answer it again. Thanks for watching this one, and stay tuned for more vehicles and lots more actual just raw driving videos of all sorts of things and lots of RC fun. And I'll catch you later.